Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's a super special day. So I have an incredible guest with me today, Mr. John Crestani.
Hey, what's up?
He's been online and has a lot of experience with online marketing, building up an internet marketing business from scratch. A lot of knowledge. And John, if you don't mind, could you go ahead and introduce yourself and explain, who you are and
Sure.
What you're into online?
Sure. So my name's John Crestani, and I almost consider myself just a marketer at this point. I've been an affiliate marketer for a number of years now, since I'd say 2012. I market other people's products by advertising them online, and I receive a commission for helping companies get more sales of their product and reach more customers. And my whole business is spend less on advertising these products than I am making commissions on sales. And if I'm making, so as long as this number is lower than this number, I'm good and I'm making money each day. So that's my business.
A little bit about your background. What did you do before you discovered the online world? What was that like?
Sure. So before I discovered the online world, so what's funny is I had seven different jobs before I discovered the online world. I worked for a concert promotion company. I worked for I worked for a financial firm. I worked for Merrill Lynch.
Okay.
I worked for a real estate development company, which they put together these big deals. So they'd get a Home Depot, and then they'd get some other, or they'd get like a Best Buy and a Kmart, and then they'd have like Romano's Macaroni Grill and In-N-Out and Chick-fil-A and whatever. Oh man, I worked so many jobs. I did Mexican food. I was a waiter. I was a bartender. I worked at a theater. I tore people's tickets, and I made killer popcorn. Sometimes we just throw extra bags of butter in it and just be like, let's go crazy today. So I did a number of jobs. When I discovered online marketing, I got a job. I immediately, I started building my online business, but I also got a job in that industry. So I started off for a marketing company. I was managing people's pay-per-click campaigns.
Oh wow!
And I was a PPC analyst, and that actually helped me. That helped me a lot.
When you left, how was that transition for you? Were you like, I'm ready, I know what I'm doing, I'm going to crush it? Or how'd it go?
Scary as shit. So I was, the thing is, I wasn't sure if I was crazy or not. I'd gone to this Tony Robbins event, and he was like, you got to be all in, and you got to just you got to make things happen. No option B, you have to make it happen. There's no cry, go home to your mommy. It's like do or die. And one of the decisions I made there was I was in this rat wheel, right? I was managing I was freelancing. That was kind of how I was making my money at first. I was managing other people's pay-per-click accounts from, people I found on Elance and Upwork and Guru for $500 a month. And and also people I met at local meetups. So I was making I worked for like one or two ad agencies, so they would give me a couple clients. But I was making about $5,000 a month freelance, maybe $4,000 a month freelance. But there was constant churn, right? People would go, people would come, people would go. So I always felt like, what if I lose 3 clients, but I don't gain 3 clients, but I was like, if I focus on it full time, I'll get there. But the thought is always in the back of your head, what if I fail? Like, what if I can't get new clients? What if it doesn't work out? What if something changes in the market? And so what happened was, I had this fuck it moment in Tony Robbins. I'm like, I am going to do this. I'm going to give myself the time. I'm going to focus on it full bore, and I will be able to be free. And I'll be able to I really wanted to travel the world and just do life. Like, there's so much to experience in this world and this life and this, it's just, I think it's unbelievable, and that people don't go out there and live it. So I quit. So I told him I was quitting my job, and I had some client prospects lined up, and literally, so that was scary. But I hit the ground, and I believed in myself, I'd say. My income, I sold 2 clients. I got 2 clients, and I stopped pitching $500 a month, and I started pitching $10,000 a month for my consulting, for pay-per-click consulting. Next month, the month I quit, I was making I quit my job paying me $6,000 a month. I still had my $5,000 a month in clients, and then I added an extra $20,000 a month. So I went from making $6,000 a month to $30,000 a month. And this was early 20s. This was in my early 20s, and it was just like a wallop. Having that extra $20,000 in clients just was unbelievable. And it also was very confidence inspiring, knowing that out of 3 people prospects I'd closed 2 of them for $10,000 a month. And just the fact that I was able to find those people and meet those people was really cool. They weren't people I had previous relationships with. I just went out there and I said, where do people with businesses that can afford a $10,000 a month retainer, where do they hang out? Right. And if you ask the right questions, you'll get the right answers. The next month, so from there, I learned about affiliate marketing, and I started, everything zoomed up after that point. But I'd say that was the pivotal moment. 2000 September 2012 was that pivotal moment where I was freaked out, but it all ended up much better than I could have ever imagined.
What were some of the moments where you're like, damn, this sucks, or this is low, this is a low time for me? What did that look like for you?
Low point was, I've had a ton of low points. Here, I'll talk about one. This was more recent. I had, and I think this was 2 years ago, so not too long ago. I'd gone from making millions of dollars per year to nothing. In fact, I had lost almost all of my money, and because I had been making investments into businesses which were not smart at all. And I kept following and chasing these businesses where I've invested all my money into, because I believed in them, and I believed, there's that this meme of this gold digger who's at the end of the tunnel, and he's right before the gold, and he's spent all this time digging, but the gold is like 6 inches away from his axe, and it's like you're so close to gold. And I believe that. I was like, look, I made a lot of money once before, so I just need to be stubborn. I need to keep reinvesting my wealth into this business and figure out a way to make it work. But in the process, I lost almost all my money, and maybe I was 6 inches away from wealth, but I lost most of my money. And I had a child that was about to be born. My first child was about to be born, and I was living in an apartment. And my wife wanted a more stable thing. She didn't know how much money I was losing every month. And now I not only had to provide for, and I'd recently proposed to my wife, so now I didn't have to just provide for one person, but I was about to have to provide for 3. And it was really, I was at a bar. I had my brother working for me at the time, and I was at a bar, and I had to make this affiliate marketing campaign work. And I just had a massive panic attack because I was losing money every month. I didn't have much money left. I'd achieved greatness, but I wasn't there anymore. So I knew what it was like, but I'd lost it. And I had a family to provide for, and I had a panic attack. I had a sip of a beer. I think what triggered it was I had a sip of a beer, and it just caused me to freeze up, and I couldn't talk to people. I felt like dry heaving. I had this sense of dread, overwhelming dread, like I was dying all over my body. And I locked myself in this bathroom stall for 45 minutes. And I just told my brother, I'm like, hey, something's happening. Just let me be for a little bit. And it was awful. And there was so much pressure, and I just had made bad moves, but I bounced back from that. But it was really scary. That was a scary point of being an entrepreneur, I'd say. And since then, I've really discovered the importance of recurring revenue and all that stuff. But you were saying, talk about the low moments. So that was a low moment. I had to make it work. I had to start making money, and I had to get rid of this old business that was not serving me anymore.
Feel like even though you had made all this money, you knew that there was, that whatever grind and hustle that was going to have to come again, and that you were going to have to build something back up. Was that hard for you to I don't know, digest, I guess, because you knew what it take to make all this money, and then when you had to get back to it to find, how are you going to make that income again? Was that hard for you, knowing because you had made?
It was frustrating because I think people, when they get wins in certain areas of their life, they think that they think they can make it happen anywhere. If you do well in one area of your life, you think I should be doing well, and I should be able to replicate that anywhere. And it was frustrating because I knew I could do it, but it just wasn't happening for me. So it led me to second guess myself so much, and what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? And what it really took for me was just to get back to basics and stop complicating stuff. And really I had to go back to affiliate marketing, and I was trying to create an ad agency, an affiliate network actually, which was a cash flow negative business. But I said, affiliate marketing, you make money, you do something well, you get the money the next week. So I knew that if I could get stuff working, I could make that money back the next week. And, and I just needed to focus on kind of that process of just basics, ad, landing page, ad click-through rate, landing page click-through rate, getting traffic and converting. And fortunately it worked. So I do. All my marketing I do on ClickBank.
Really?
Yeah, and I promote some other programs such as like ClickFunnels. I'm a ClickFunnels affiliate and a Bluehost affiliate, and a couple other continuity programs.
Okay.
Software.
So, I guess my question is, when you went back, or when you started affiliate marketing at that point in your life, what did you do first? Did you start building your brand? Did you start building a list, or a little bit of everything? Like, where did you start?
And I put up a whiteboard, and I said, I remember when I got successful doing affiliate marketing, I launched new ads every single day. Every day I launched, either it was a new ad network or new targeting or new different ads or something.
This was on Facebook?
Anything. And I'm saying I'd launch like even a new ad network every day. It didn't matter, like I would just launch ads, and I was looking for easy wins.
Yeah.
So yes, Facebook. I launched ads on Google. I launched ads on Google Display, on Google Search, on YouTube, and I just launched ads a lot of different ad networks. And I was focused on one niche. I was focused on the business opportunity niche, because I believed that I think it's a great niche, and I think it's education, and I think it's about enlightenment, and I think one of the biggest problems in today's society is that the education people are receiving is not preparing them for the jobs that are in the marketplace, and that people need to be, and in fact, the education is not only not helping people, but it's actually teaching people the wrong things. It's teaching people that, it's putting people in debt. It's preparing people for the wrong jobs. And it's teaching people that they have to that the goal is to work for an employer for 20 to 40 years before switching, which is not it's not a reality in the marketplace. It's just, this is not the way to create financial freedom. So I think it's totally bonkers. So I was like, okay, business education, business opportunity stuff, I think is really important. I'm very passionate about that. So I started marketing that. I used to market other products, I just started launching on all these ad networks. Because my thing is, you either need to be consistent with one niche, or you need to be consistent with one traffic source. But my belief is that one of them has to be open-ended. So in my case, I said, I know what niche I want to advertise in, and I'm going to do anything that's going to make me the most money. And I tried a lot of different and I just launched daily, and I found YouTube ads just got me a crazy, it showed so much, it was so cheap at the time. This was 2 years ago. And I saw instant ROI there. I said, okay, let me look into this deeper. And I ended up making over $1 million that year, with mainly spending on YouTube ads, and that helped me get out of the debt I was in because I hadn't paid taxes. That helped me get out of, I made a ton of money, but I hadn't paid taxes. That was the other problem. But I spent like I didn't have to. So
yeah,
there were all these problems that came up, but that fixed it. I just launched every day.
The way I describe online marketing to people that ask, like, oh, what do you do? And I tell people, like, online marketing is kind of like a field. It's like an industry, like, a doctor, an engineer. Like, there's so many different branches, right? What would you recommend to people wanting to get started online? Because, there's e-commerce, there's coaching, consulting, there's social media management, there's affiliate marketing. Like, what would you say to somebody?
I think what model people goes into, I believe the first thing people need to do when they're looking into any business is figure out what their goals are. Where do you want to be? How much money do you want to be making? Do you want to be making $500,000 a month, or do you want to be making an extra $500 a month? If you want to be making an extra $500, $500 a month, there may be a simple way to get there. Just be an Uber driver, and you'll get to your goal. Or if you want to make $5 million, a month, if you go into local consulting, if you're going to be a local SEO consultant or a local marketing consultant, and you suck at management, that's not going to get you to your goal. You might say, well, it's the easiest way to make money, and then I'll figure out it doesn't scale like that. Focus on the great thing I love about affiliate marketing is you can be making an extra $500 a month, you can be making an extra $5 million a month. You can do that all through affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is such a lean business model. I think it's the best place to start for really anyone who has spare time and is looking to make a living online. Some people, I think, and I've heard this from a lot of people, that they start with affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing, it doesn't require like a product. It doesn't require you to ship anything. It doesn't require you to be in any country, or it's really lean. So that's why I think it's the best, and you can scale it up really big if you want to. From there, I think you can branch off. If you want to create your own product, that's great. If you want to work with people and do consulting or coaching, I think that's great. Or if you want to start your own agency and work with other companies, I think you can do all of those. From being an affiliate marketer, and start from being an affiliate marketer and then branch off and do your own things. So I think affiliate marketing is the best place to start if people want to earn a side income. It's just digitizing yourself. The future of sales is digital, plain and simple.
Where would you tell people to start? Let's say
Sure.
One person was dead broke. Let's say the other one has a little money, maybe $1,000, $1,500 to start.
First step I would say is, if you can do stuff free, do it. Do it. There's a lot of ways to reach people for free out there. That's really easy. Your Facebook, your Instagram, your YouTube. These are places where you can start posting and interacting with your friends or potential fans right away. Also, your email list and your phone contacts. You can text people for really cheap. It costs like a couple cents a text or something, depending on what plan you have. Email, you can email people for free. So in my mind, the easiest place to get started, now it's not the place that you'll always be using. You can't just email your friends and family all day long every day. But they're after a while they're gonna be like, what the fuck? But you can certainly start by saying, hey guys, I'm starting a book list and I'm adding everybody to it. Just tell me if you don't want to be on it, but I read this book and it really changed my life, and here's a little overview of the book. Like you said, give value. And you say, here's a link, here's an affiliate link, you give them a link to buy the book, and it's your Amazon affiliate link, or whatever it is. But you can give value. Go out there and give value. Post to your friends about something interesting that you're passionate about, like a book or something like that. And that's the way, just to understand how to sell products online.
I think it's really actually good to start with friends and family. And I think it's good to recommend a book that you like, or a CD that you like, whatever, some really cheap product. Because I believe the biggest problem people have is bridging that gap in their mind between selling a product online and making money. And I think a lot of people don't even get started because they just can't comprehend the fact that they could send out a link to somebody and money can come back to them. So when people get their first commission online, I think that's like a magical moment. And I tell people, do whatever you fucking have to do to get that first commission online. And I know people are like, oh, I don't want to email my friends or family and tell them to buy books. It's a fucking book. Everybody should read books. So chill out. And it's $20. But if you can earn your first dollar commission, and I'd say use Amazon's affiliate program. That's a life-changing moment. And then you realize, wow, this is a real business. I can recommend products online. I can start a real book list or whatever it is, whatever you end up doing, and make a ton of money.
Can you talk about how much you've made online? Is
Sure.
that okay?
Yeah.
Like maybe your, biggest month in revenue and your biggest month in profit.
Last month I did $506,000, and I made about I think 165.
Incredible. Congratulations.
Thanks.
The question is, why do you think people, what are the biggest reasons people just kind of give up after a couple of months? They're like, oh, I'm not making ClickBank sales. I'm not making, any affiliate sales. Like, why do you think? Just gonna say, people are willing to go 4 years to a university to get a good job, and not know how much they'll make. But it's weird because people aren't willing to spend, even a year trying to build an online business, and they just are like, it didn't work for me. It's just
You know what? So here's the reason I think there's no fucking encouragement. Because when people are going through online programs, it's just, the precedent is, the goal is to make money. And as long as you're not making money, it feels like you're failing. And it feels like you're not making it work. And on one hand, you can think, okay, something's wrong with the program. Or you can think something's wrong with me. And either way, on one hand, if something's wrong with the program, you feel like you feel like somebody did one over on you. You feel like you got screwed, which isn't a good feeling. And if something's wrong with that sucks. You're just depressed. You're not smart enough or whatever. So a lot of these things are saying you're going to make money, and as long as you're not making money, you feel like you're just a loser. And because there's not a community of people that you're going through it with, you don't even have anybody to kind of be like, hey, oh, university is hard work, or oh, homework, they assign so much homework tonight, at least in school you can be like, gotta go do homework, oh, that last quiz kicked my ass, I'm gonna do really bad on this exam, and it's you don't have this network to go through it with, and I was looking at this, I was doing research on this online course called Amazing Selling Machine X the other day, and what I really liked about what they did is they gamified a lot of it. So they gave you badges. They had 53 badges. Okay? And if you set up your profile, that was a badge. If you put a message in the community discussion forum, you can get a badge. You upload a screenshot and you get a badge. And they said it's called Breaking the Cycle badge. It's because you went and engaged, you took action. So because you're taking action, you get a point, basically. And each thing you do, you can earn badges for. So even though you're not making money, it shows you're making progress. And there's encouragement there. And I really like that because people feel like I think people need encouragement. I think that's the reason why people don't complete these programs. It's a lonely, I'd say one of the biggest things I've talked to about with people is that they're lonely. They're doing this alone.
I just wanted to talk about your course actually a little bit, and
cool.
We could wrap up. Could you talk about like your course?
Sure. So what I teach people is basically how to get started with paid advertising, and you only need what I think is. I personally believe that paid advertising is the way to make the most money possible online, and you have to have a few $100s to put into paid advertising to make it happen. But if you have a few $100s, it is the cheapest option period to start a business, and it gives you an instant way to reach people. And one thing that I think that's really nice about it is you don't need to be the face of your own business if you use paid advertising, and you can do it from anywhere. So you don't need a product, you don't need any of this. You don't need a product to have, you don't need to be technically savvy, you just need to be able to put up, you don't even need to know any fancy there's all this technical stuff that goes on with how to get shown on Instagram, or how to get shown on even YouTube, and I'm learning a lot about YouTube, and I think YouTube's a great place if you're comfortable in being if you can be in front of the camera. First off, you should, I think it's important, but you need, and it's free. That's the other thing about YouTube. It's free, which is great. But if you have a few $100s, paid advertising is such a fast track to making money. And what we do in my course is essentially I give people ads that are working, that are working on Facebook, on Google, and on YouTube for my business currently. And I have them implement those ads so people can start without even having to think of, they just follow the steps. So basically in the beginning it's do, because I'm not, in the beginning I don't ask people their passion or whatever. I'm just like, hey, we're going to show you the setup to making money. And this will make many people money, just copying and pasting my ads. But the goal of the course is not to just have people copying and pasting the ads, because it's a 6-week program, and in the first 3 weeks I show people how to do advertising, and you will just use ads that are proven to work and have made me a lot of money and made others a lot of money. And then I lead people through the process of figuring out what their passion is and what niche do they really want to be in, so people can create their own ads and market whatever products they want. So I try to keep it really linear in the beginning, not open-ended, give you something that works, that makes money, and then let people go off on their own. It's ad, pre-sale page, offer. And it's pretty straightforward. I'm really big on, I think you mentioned this, is high ticket products and recurring commissions. Plain and simple, that if you want to earn a good income, that's where the big money is. That is where the big money is. That's the long and short of things. It's scalable. I have students that have made. I have 5 people at this point who have made 7 figures, who've made millions. So it's really crazy, and I get all these messages from people who have been just have quit their jobs, and I even see like some of my students. I've seen a couple of my students that have just like they've gotten their first sales with my own ads, but then they'll just continue running them. So like I'll see their name, I'll see like so and so like got as an affiliate for your product, and I'll see them get like a couple sales like a week, and I'm like, oh, they're making an extra like $4,000 a week. That's awesome. So like some of my students, I can see exactly their numbers, and I'm like, oh, he's making an extra $4,000 a week. Good for him. And I know, okay, great. So it's great for me because I see some of the success of some of my students, and who are promoting some of my own affiliate programs, and because not everybody writes in, but I know I'm changing lives. And I know people are getting it, because what we do is there isn't a textbook on it, there isn't a college major on it. So people are a little like iffy, and they're like, what is this? And it's like, how does it work? And like, how does the money move? But once people start seeing those first commissions coming in, I know it changes lives, so it's really exciting. And being able to do what you do, I mean, look how beautiful, or what we do is like travel. Like there was a deer in my backyard this morning. It was really close to us. It was just like, and so I got to like I come in. I have a company now. I have like offices and stuff, but. I could just hang out, watch the deer. I was late to work. I don't have to be in it at any time, because I'm standing with my daughter watching a deer, and I think if you aren't working for yourself, you just don't get the ability to spend time the way you want it. So I think it's.
Last question is, what would you like to leave with the audience today? A word of advice, of people starting businesses and going.
Don't wheedle around. Don't wheedle around. If you're going to take action on something, take action on something. If you're not, cut it out. Like it's if somebody's watching, if somebody's like watching you and they're like, I want to be a YouTuber too, go for it. But don't trick yourself, or if somebody's is like, I want to be like John, I want to be an affiliate marketer, go for it. But what you shouldn't do is just wheedle around and say, oh, I'm gonna like watch, his thing, and I'm gonna like subscribe to his email list, and then I'm gonna like watch this other guy over here, and like I'm gonna, or maybe somebody's like, oh, I'm gonna go to this event next week, and I'm gonna like. If you wait and you wheedle around and you just fuck around and you dick around, you're never going to get anywhere. Even if you make a wrong decision, a decision is better than no decision at all. Indecision is, like what you said, I failed so many times, but the thing is, I do one thing, I figure out, okay, that's not for me, move on. That's not for me, move on. I had 7 jobs before I figured out what it is I wanted to do. It doesn't matter if you do it and move on, it's like optimizing an ad campaign, and each time if you get better and you get closer to what you believe your goal is, you're going to get there, but don't wheedle around. Yeah, and it works great for dating too. If you're the person in the group that's like, so they go, what do we do today? We're going over here. There's an awesome concert down at there's an awesome concert down at the park. Let's go over there. Well, where are we going at? Let's go there and we'll figure it out from there. Let's go. And people love that, and because instead of you be that person. And you'll find your path. Yeah.
I guess this brings us to the end. I want to say thank you so much for your time, and guys, go ahead and please subscribe to John's channel. I'll leave the link in the description, and
Sure.
I'll also leave the link to his course in the description as well, so you guys can check that out. And again, I appreciate your time so much. This is very, very valuable.
Awesome, great speaking here, and hopefully you guys take something. I'll monitor the comments for a few days. So if you guys have any questions for me, just leave a comment, and I'll try to respond.
Excellent.
Cool. Have a good one.